Hi, I am here in Pedro Ilgenfritz's office. Pedro is the director of One by One, which is a Fringe show that's going to be on in Auckland Fringe this year at the Herald Theatre from the 26th of Feb to the 2nd of March. But we're basically in Pedro's office to have a chat and just to meet him and find out a little bit more about him and about the show. And luckily for me, Pedro has a fantastic concoction here called mate, which he's going to tell me all about, and then I'm going to try it. So Pedro, tell me something about
this is mate. I was born in Porto Alegre, South Brazil,
yeah.
and this is a traditional drink from non-alcoholic drink, like tea,
yeah.
that works with South American green tea called mate, yeah. and hot water, and then a wooden cup and a metal straw.
Okay.
But it's a social drink because people sit around,
yeah.
and they drink mate together. So
it is like having a pot of tea.
It's like having a pot of tea.
With some friends. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's an opportunity for people to sit down and talk. Yeah. There's a kilo of mate here. This is mate. It's sort of quite powdery.
It's
very powdery.
Fine, but then it has sort of chunks of,
yes.
Would that be, is it sort of bark? Or
it's the leaves of the tree.
Right, okay.
And then parts of the branches as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Block the top.
Yeah.
And then you put this one inside, you position the way you want. And then you open your finger. And here. It's a little bit too hot because I should have put some cold water. But I have to drink the first one because the first one is very powdery.
Right.
So it's not polite.
Oh, this sounds great. It sounds like the perfect thing. I need to get some to it. I can introduce my friends to it. Thank you.
So it might be a little bit too hot, so see how it goes.
Okay. It is very much like green tea. It's just like green tea, isn't it? It's great. Yeah, it's great. It's got quite a well, it's not a burnt flavour at all, but it's sort of like quite a strong sort of. I'm terrible at describing things, but
it's
really nice.
Dry.
It's really I like it.
You like it?
I do like it.
Oh, you're hooked on it.
So you were born in Brazil?
I was born in Brazil.
Born and raised? You lived
yes,
there until you
my entire life, and I moved to New Zealand when I was 28. Mm-hmm. So I've been here for 12 years. So
your work is quite comedic.
It is.
So and why is that? Why do you decide to go for the comedic side rather than?
Because of my formation, my education as an actor. I was trained as a clown.
Right. So,
you know, in our company we were very strange, you know, people with large noses and, you know, and large ears and very thin bodies, you know, very strange shapes. And my body has a strange shape, I'm very long, right? And when I started training as an actor, it was impossible for me to not make the audience laugh. And I learned the technique as well, to how to do that. And I got completely in love and obsessed with the technique of clown.
Great. And so you enjoyed?
I enjoyed because after 5 years we became very well known. We got awards, national recognition, touring to festivals, so performing indoors and outdoors. And I still have here this from that time.
Oh, how wonderful!
This is actually the mask that I used for 9 years. What makes clown is actually the way the actor behaves, on how the actor reacts to certain things. Because a clown will always create problems. A clown is condemned to make problems. A clown must be funny. That's why it's one of the most difficult theater languages. You know, you put the red nose, I must laugh in the first 10 seconds. If I'm not laughing straight away, there is a problem, right?
But so, because some people say that clowns can be sad.
Yes, yes, because clowning in the world of comedy, they're in a very particular position. They are right in between comedy and tragedy.
Right.
And this is what I think is wonderful about One by One. because One by One is right at the edge between those two things. Because the story of One by One is what happened when two clowns fall in love. And in comedy, like in tragedy, the protagonist must be destroyed. When two clowns they decide to fall in love, they are in that particular situation, they are dealing with a conflict, with a problem that's impossible to be resolved.
I wonder if, I think that clowning is probably a new thing for a New Zealand audience. I don't know whether we get a lot of clowning here.
Well, when I went to Italy last year and I presented a paper on the process of making One by One, the Italians said, wow, this work is very French, very Swiss in style, in form. However, clowning is very common to New Zealand audiences.
Is it? Okay.
Well, Billy T. James is a wonderful clown.
All right.
The Naked Samoans are a clown. The Samoans laugh all the time, the Tongans. Charlie Chaplin is English.
Yeah.
Buster Keaton is American, and we grew up watching those amazing, fantastic clowns.
So with clowning, when performing, do you try and take those realistic moments, but
Totally. One by One is full of that. One by One is a realistic clown show without red noses.
Yeah.
A friend of mine defined clown in a way that I love to always say this. For me, clown is the intelligent one disguised as an idiot, to tell the truth.
Right, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was the feedback we got from One by One is that is a show for everyone.
Yeah, and also because there is no language or words.
There's no verbal language. The story is universal.
Yeah.
It's not located particularly in one culture or one time.
Yeah.
It is profoundly human.
And why is it important to have the music with it?
Because the music speaks.
So the music gives the feeling, or adds to the feeling of what you're...
Gives the feeling, it frames the emotional journey. The music is also an element that we see in the circus. The circus always has musicians.
Yeah.
In the early cinema you have live music
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
And it's because it's lovely to watch people performing live, and they are watching the actors, and the actors look and they strike a chord. So it's a show in itself.
Yes,
So it's a show with 4 clowns.
And so how much has it changed? Because you've done the show before.
It changed a lot because we changed the configuration of the space.
Yeah.
A new musician stepped in,
Yeah.
and one of the actors also is new. Cole is new in the company. So the work is also very personal.
Yeah.
So Cole is bringing his clown into the story. So the story is not changing, but there are elements that are completely different.
So when you say that, does that mean that every person, every actor who has their own specific clown?
Yes, it's
Right.
unique. So you can't copy other clown.
So Pedro has just told me that I have a clown, which is quite exciting for me. But thank you, Pedro, for talking to us. It's great. And One by One, from what it sounds like, is going to be a fantastic show. I love the idea of the music and clowning, to learn something about.
Yeah, that's right.
A genre, I suppose. Is it? Would you call it a genre?
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
That I don't know much about, and I'm not sure whether many New Zealanders would, except with the comparison to Billy T, which I love that, because I hadn't really thought of him being a clown.
Yeah.
But when you say
I think One by One, because of only using gesture and movement, really everything becomes important.
Yeah.
There's not 1 second that is...
That's right. It must be even the smallest gesture would mean something.
The little look, the little movement in the shoulder. So I think it's an integration of dance and theatre, but it's still theatre.
Yeah.
Theatre in its simplest way.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing is that it is available and to everyone. Like you said, it's a universal story, and because there are no words, it crosses language barriers.
That's
it
right.
means that potentially people who are hard of hearing from the deaf community.
We
would be
are
able to enjoy
inviting
the
that
show.
community to come and attend the show, and also the immigrant community.
Yeah.
We have several people live in New Zealand that, English is not their first language. So come and enjoy this show, because this show, language is not a barrier.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds great. Thank you
You're welcome.
very much. And One by One at the Herald Theatre from the 26th of Feb till the 2nd of March.